Just As I Am is a hymn many of us associate with the life and ministry of Billy Graham. For years it was sung during altar calls at his crusades. It is also the title of his autobiography. It's also one of the few hymns for which we know not only the author's story, but the exact circumstances in which it was written. Charlotte Elliott of Brighton, England, was either born or in early life had become an invalid. Her life was a testimony to patient endurance and suffering, not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. Just As I Am brought a simple message of sin, forgiveness, and salvation to all that trust in Jesus. John Brownlee described the hymn story in his book, The Hymns and Hymn Writers of the Church Hymnary. Charlotte's brother, the Reverend H.V. Elliott, planned to hold a charity bazaar designed to give, at a nominal cost, a high education to the daughters of clergymen supported by St. Mary Church. The night before the bazaar, she was kept wakeful by distressing thoughts of her apparent uselessness, and these thoughts passed by a transition easy to imagine into a spiritual conflict, until she questioned the reality of her whole spiritual life, and wondered whether it was anything better, after all, than an illusion of the emotions, an illusion ready to be sorrowfully dispelled. The next day, the busy day of the bazaar, she lay upon her sofa in that most pleasant room, set apart for her in Westfield Lodge, ever a dear resort to her friends. The troubles of the night came back upon her with such force that she felt they must be met and conquered in the grace of God. She gathered up in her soul the great certainties, not of her emotions, but of her salvation, her Lord, His power, His promise. And taking pen and paper from the table, she deliberately set down in writing, for her own comfort, the formula of her faith. Hers was a heart which was always tended to express its depth in verse. So in verse, she restated to herself the gospel of pardon, peace, and heaven. Probably without difficulty or long pause, she wrote the hymn, getting comfort by thus definitely recollecting the eternity of the rock beneath her feet. There, then, and always, not only for some past moment, but even now, she was accepted in the Beloved, just as I am.